The Champions League is back in play again, and we will be giving you guys our best quarterfinals, second leg predictions. Feel free to choose the picks you agree with, and remember to bet responsibly and do not bet with money you cannot afford to lose. So without further ado, let's get right into it. A special Champions League story could be written at Villa Park on Tuesday night, where Aston Villa aim to complete a captivating comeback against Paris Saint-Germain in the second leg of their quarter-final. The League One champions hop across the English Channel with a 3-1 advantage from the opening battle, but as Unai Emery knows all too well, the Parisians are prone to a second-leg catastrophe. Aston Villa will need more than just miracles to reach the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. They trail Paris Saint-Germain by a 2-goal deficit. Despite the setback, they have remained high in spirits. Paris Saint-Germain just need to ensure that their defensive prowess remains intact. They hold a massive aggregate lead against Aston Villa heading into the next game. However, they will be wary of the threat posed by Aston Villa, especially on their home turf in Birmingham. Expect fireworks to fly at what will be a boisterous Villa Park on Tuesday night, where PSG should witness the best of English atmospheres on Champions League nights and also the best of Aston Villa on the offensive front. However, as Emery's men go all out for the comeback, they will be simultaneously playing into their visitors' hands, and Enrique's lightning attack can bite back just as hard to set up a tantalizing semi-final with either Arsenal or Real Madrid. So I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw, and my betting tip is total over 2.5 goals. Needing to serve Barcelona a taste of their own remontada medicine to stay alive in the Champions League, Borussia Dortmund host the Catalan Giants in Tuesday's quarter-final second leg at Signal Iduna Park. The Bundesliga outfit were slaughtered 4-0 by Hansi Flick's side in the opening encounter last week, as La Blaugrana put one foot firmly in a semi-final showdown with either Inter Milan or Bayern Munich. The home side lost the first leg with a haunting scoreline of 4-0. They are on the verge of being eliminated from the competition. They are also struggling in the Bundesliga. Currently in the German top division, Dortmund are placed 8th in the points table. FC Barcelona, on the other hand, are in tremendous form. They have not lost a single game since the start of 2025. The Blaugrana registered a statement win in the first leg and are the favorites to qualify for the next round. They are currently leading the race for the La Liga title as well. The team is coming into this game on the back of a 1-0 win over Leganés. How Dortmund approach Tuesday's fixture will be fascinating, as the German Giants are practically down and out and have serious work to do in the Bundesliga, but nothing is over until it is over in the Champions League. Last year's runners-up have our vote to get a couple of goals back, but Barcelona's phenomenal attack should have the final say as Flick's side stroll into the semi-finals without too much fuss. So I'm gonna go for a 2-3 Barcelona win, and my betting tip is both teams to score. Inter Milan will take a 2-1 lead into the second leg of their Champions League quarter-final at home to Bayern Munich on Wednesday night. Davide Fratesi netted a late winner in a dramatic first leg at the Allianz Arena last Tuesday, giving the Nerazzurri a slender advantage on their return to San Siro. After taking the lead with one of the finest counter-attacking moves of the season in Bavaria, Inter were pegged back late on by the evergreen Thomas Müller, but Simone Inzaghi's men still had more to offer. The hosts also entered the second leg unbeaten in 14 at San Siro in the competition, which after beating Bayern last week and ending their 22-game run on their own patch, is now the longest ongoing run in the Champions League. Bayern have also remarkably won all 4 of their away matches against Inter, 3 of which have come in the Champions League, and all without conceding a goal. That is Inter's longest losing streak at home to a single opponent in Europe, but unless Vincent Kompany can mastermind another, he will be under huge pressure in the Bayern dugout. The first leg defeat was the first time Bayern had lost at home in Europe for 4 years, when Paris Saint-Germain defeated them in the quarterfinals, and they do not bring scintillating form into this fixture either. Inzaghi's Inter have become the masters of defensive solidity in Europe, and another exemplary performance should be enough to see them into the Final Four. Bayern will rue switching off late on last week after pulling level, and even though they have an excellent record at San Siro, this task looks like a big one. So I'm gonna go for a 0-0 draw, and my betting tip is Bayern team total over 4.5 corner kicks. It's either remontada or bust for reigning League champions Real Madrid on Wednesday night, where Carlo Ancelotti's men must pull off the most sensational comeback against Arsenal in the second leg of their quarterfinal to keep their dream of a Sweet 16 alive. The 15-time European Cup holders were slaughtered 3-0 at the Emirates in last week's first leg, but Los Blancos now have the famed Bernabeu factor on their side. As Real's shiny new toy Kylian Mbappé waits patiently for his first-ever goal from a direct free kick, Arsenal's £105 million man Declan Rice offered the World Cup winner some set-piece pointers in North London, firing in 2 unbelievable dead-ball strikes in the space of 12 minutes. If Arsenal can keep their clean sheet intact in the first 10 minutes, when the Bernabeu crowd is at its most boisterous, that should be a surefire recipe for success, although Real Madrid may have thought the same at the Emirates before the Gunners' second-half show. Arteta's defense is stingy enough to avoid conceding the 4 goals that Real require to win in normal or extra time, though, and as Los Blancos are vulnerable at the back, one lucky Gunner can have their Henry moment to calm any nerves and send the holders packing, after which Paris Saint-Germain or Aston Villa will stand in their way of Munich. So I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Madrid win, and my betting tip is Arsenal team total over 2.5 corner kicks.